Let us move to the very next one, propagation delay. Propagation delay is calculated exactly by two ways. Now you are familiar with this diagram. This diagram doesn't look like an actual pulse because this is a practical pulse. So why it is called as practical? It is stretched a little bit while going from logic 0 level to logic 1 level, going down from, if you see carefully from starting, this is time axis. On the time axis it will go startingly it will be 0 and it doesn't rise suddenly to 1. It took some time. So what I can suggest you, if I'm drawing a vertical line, this is the first line is for the time when the input is 0 and the second line when output is 1. This one is at high state and this line corresponds to low state. So propagation delay time, this time taken for a pulse to go from the low state to high state, or the time taken from high to low, they are not useful time. Why? Because we are only concerned with the two states. It should be either 1, that is in the logic high, or it should be 0, that is in the logic low level. The time taken from low to high, in between this time, and secondly from high to low. So this particular time is called as the propagation delay and it should be avoided to achieve the higher speed. So this is called as propagation delay. Due to some practical issues it gets stretched, but due to this propagation delay there are many other factors which are affecting, such as power dissipation. So let us move to power dissipation. So power dissipation, it is nothing but the product of VCC into ICC, that is nothing but voltage supply plus 5 volt DC to the current flowing through circuit. But here what is important, that IC is not fixed, because for the output is very high, output current, that is ICC, it is different for the logic 1 state and it is different for the logic 0 state. So what ICC I am taking here, so ICC is the average value of ICC current when the output state is 0 and same ICC current when the output state is 1. So this is nothing but the power dissipation, this is nothing but the loss, this is static. So one more important point, it is static since input not changes, because we have only one valid state, it will be 0 state or the 1 state, and for the 0th state no need to calculate the average value. So the dissipation for the 0 state is a static value, whereas power dissipation for the 1 state is also a static value. Then at last what we have is the figure of merit. Figure of merit is nothing but the propagation delay is in nanoseconds for the digital ICs and the power dissipated is in milliwatt. So what product I am getting here for the figure of merit, it is in picojoules, that is nano 10 to the minus 9 and milli 10 to the minus 3, so it will be 10 to the minus 12. So this will be in picojoules. But what happens here, the figure of merit is also necessary, because in digital circuit, if desired to have a high speed, means what, this propagation delay should be very low. That is the key point here. We always desire to have high speed. We will get the high speed on the basis of low propagation delay, and due to this low propagation delay, what happens, therefore there is increase in power dissipation. Means what, if you need to have the faster operation or the speed it should be more, then more heat will be dissipated. This power dissipation is majorly in the form of heat. All the digital ICs are made up of the transistor or the resistor levels, that is the logic families. That's what we are going to see in the next session. And if the speed of activation is increased, then they will dissipate the power in the form of heat, and due to which it may get damage. So we will require a heat sink in that case. To achieve the high speed, there should be increase in power dissipation. Okay, so we need to handle that power dissipation while we are trying to increase the speed. And that's all about the characteristics of the digital ICs. And based on this, various logic families are implemented, which we'll see in the next session. Thank you for watching in 5 minutes.